Hi and welcome to the Emptiness channel. I'm Mick Garvey and this is the Daystate Type 2 compressor. During the lockdown it's been quite apparent that I've been using quite a lot of air. The local dive shops are all closed. I was struggling, so I had to be quite conservative in my shooting. It got me into thinking, should I get a compressor? Make myself self-sufficient? Well, the answer was yes, I do. That's what I need to do. So after much ado and much to and fro, we looked on all the YouTube videos on the air compressors, looked at the various different ones, from the cheap Chinese budget ones to the high-end top of the range Daystate, which is obviously the route I've taken, because here it is in front of you. Now some of the cheap Chinese ones, they have a bucket of water, they've got like a fish tank pump and some tubing, and it's all a little bit, looks like it's going to fail. It might not do, might work perfectly alright. I'm thinking, am I going to take that risk with things such as this? I mean, this is my latest air gun from FX, the Dreamline Tactical Compact, or Compact Tactical. There's no way I'm going to compromise and risk getting any water, moisture inside that. Once this parts start getting full of moisture, it's a strip down, take apart new parts at best, at worst, it's game over. Not something I'm prepared to compromise on, especially when I'm out shooting. Shooting is a very important thing to get right, and we don't take any sort of compromise on that. So we've gone this route. I mean, it's not the cheapest on the market by a long way, but it is by far the best. There's the old saying, buy cheap, buy twice. You might be buying 3 times, you might be buying 4 times. For me, what I always say is, it's not what it costs, it's what you get for your money. And this is as good as it gets, and that's a fact. A few little bit of running instructions for them. When it comes new, it comes with a filter, and it comes with some oil. The oil filler's here. There's a little bleed nut. You take the bleed nut out so air can leak out when you pour the oil in, makes it quicker, fill a little bit quicker. I've got a separate little video with these items on it, but down here is where the air filter fits. And they recommend after the first 5 hours you change the oil. I would change the filter as well. And after that, every 50 hours an oil change, or every year, whichever comes first. Probably do it before that. Only keep it running. There's nothing like keeping something in tip-top condition. Startup process, pretty straightforward. High pressure hose that connects to your bottle, so we'll just run it through it now. I know for a fact this bottle's got 200 bar in, and we're going to see how long it takes to fill from 200 to 300. There's a little bit more information before we get that far, but I'll show you shortly. There's me struggling to get it screwed in. Hand tight, no need to use any sort of tools, ain't no spanners, pliers, dogs, spanners, anything like that. Hand tight, you don't want to ruin it. Comes with this standard European plug. It's got a UK 3-pin adapter. That plugs in. 13 amp is sufficient for a little bit of home use. If this is going to be used in like a club or between a few of you and constantly filling bottles through the day, I would suggest, and so do Daystate, that you put a separate supply in for a 20 amp or a 16 amp supply, because it takes just over 13 amp, so be on the safe side, get a separate supply in. When if you plug into an extension, make sure the extension is fully unrolled. You don't want it wound up on the extension reel. That will cause resistance, and it could cause overheating and cause further problems, so don't do that. But anyway, getting back to the fill, that's that connects up, that's that plugged in. Like I said, this has got 200 bar in it. We'll see how long it takes to get to 300 bar. I'm thinking probably under 5 minutes, and then obviously you can gauge it from 100 bar to 300 bar, probably 10 minutes. Thereabouts, it's not, but it's, the point is you're self-sufficient. You're not having to run to the dive shop, you're not having to look at whether you're getting a full 300 fill bar, you're not paying £5–6 for a fill, you're not using your time up. 10 minutes of your own time over the year, over a few years, it's hopefully will pay for itself. Even if it doesn't pay for itself for me, I feel happier that if this lockdown situation ever arises again, I'm self-sufficient. So the recommendation is that when you start it up, it's all connected like this. You start it with the condensation drains open, so there's not an immediate pressure onto the gun. So condensation drains open, gun valve shut, bleed valve shut. Start it up with these buttons here. There's an hour meter here, which tells you what hours you're running at. Obviously green for start, red for stop. There's 22 hours not ready, because when I bought it from Daystate. I went direct to Daystate and bought it. It's their ex-demo model, and I was lucky enough to meet up with Tony, who I've known for a few years. Really good guy, really knowledgeable, knows his stuff, and does some beautiful guns down there. Looking to take a bit of a tour of the factory. Obviously self-isolating and social distancing taken into mind, but we did all that, and that was quite nice. And Tony's done a couple of videos himself on this, one with Giles, a bit of a tongue-in-cheek affair with eating cakes and drinking tea. Another one a little bit more informative but quite short, but hopefully this is going to tell you everything you need to know. I've got my glass on. It's quite sunny, so I will be wearing my PPE glasses, but the sun's beating in my eyes, I can't really see what's going off. A couple of earplugs. It's not particularly loud. If you've got it running in a garage or a shed and you're inside, you probably won't hear it. But because I'm on top of it now, I've got the microphone in, it's right on top of this, it's going to seem louder than what it would be in normal conditions. So I'm going to wear my earplugs just to err on the side of caution. Glasses, going out to the safety glasses. And what I'm going to do, once I've started this up, I'm going to film the gauge, which I need to tell you about. On the Mark 1 they didn't have this gauge. This has got the gauge where you can set your bar settings. It goes all the way from 0 to 600 bar and from 0 to 900 psi. Now you can adjust the stop, for want of a better word, on the dial to activate the cutout. Now this will cut out just over 300 bar. And then you can walk away, have a cup of tea, have a bite to eat, come back. You may have turned off in that time, may not have, but just keep visiting it. They also recommend that periodically, every 10 minutes during a fill, if it's a long fill, just give the condensation drain a quick blast and open it up and get rid of any condensation that's building up. Myself, I'll give it a little bit longer than that. Sorry, I'll do it more often than that. I might do it a couple of times during that a fill period. But anyway, we're going to start him up. And then we're going to stop the video, because you don't want to watch the video doing this. But what I will do, I'll leave the clock running on my phone, watching it fill, and I'll just add that as a little bit in between, and then we'll catch up with this shortly. Once this fires up, we'll turn the video off. Let's find the button. And there we have it. This little bit of misting's quite standard, normal thing. There we go. Shut the valve off on the bottle. That's closed. And bleed the system in the pipe. Right, there we go folks. That was less than 5 minutes, probably 3 minutes something. From a 200 bar bottle up to 300, just over 300. Quite happy with that. Absolutely magnificent piece of kit. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you. Obviously the bleeding system we've gone through, the cooling system we've gone through, the connection system we've gone through, the connecting up to the power and the high pressure hose has all gone through. So I'm going to call that a day, wrap that up. I'm going to thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your comments. Any comments you put down, I'll get back to you as usual, not a problem. Thumbs up, thumbs down, any reason for the thumbs down, please let me know and I'll try and improve it for next time. I appreciate any subscriptions. Subscriptions work for us all, not just for me. The more people that gets involved, the more times you get things passed our way for me to pass on to you. Once again, thanks for watching, really appreciate it. You take care and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you, bye. Right, the Daystate Type 2 compressor has this gauge. Instead of some preset automatic cutout, this has got this manual one, or manual settable one. You set the PSI, the bar to where it needs it to be. That's locking off at 340, but for me, just about there is good. Once the pressure builds up when you fill in the bottle and that black pointer reaches the red indicator, the compressor turns off automatically. Cool bit of kit.